What was the most memorable journey in your life?
I have been to a summer exchange program in Beijing for a month, and I've been to the Beijing Renmin University in China, and I used to know that nothing about China before I went to Beijing, but after I went to Beijing for 1 month, I think that China actually is a really lovely place.
So, what would be the difference between Hong Kong and Beijing?
I would like to say that people in Beijing are much more hardworking than Hong Kong people. They used to get up early in the morning and do preparation for the lesson. They always have some preparation and revision for the next lesson, and they usually raise their hands to answer the questions raised by the professors. And therefore, I think that they really are active in their lessons. By contrast, most Hong Kong students usually raise their hands actively in lesson only if they got credit or get marks added. Therefore, I think that Hong Kong students usually are not as active as the people in mainland China. And other than learning attitude, the living habits of Beijing people is much healthier than that in Hong Kong. The reason is that they used to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do revision or having breakfast with their friends or their families. After that, they usually had a snap in the afternoon. But in contrast, in Hong Kong, observed in Hong Kong, and most students get up very late in the afternoon. Therefore, they usually skip their breakfast and then to have lessons. They would be so I think that's getting up early would let students to be more focused on their work and study.
Have you visited any famous destination in Beijing?
Of course, I visit many well-known scenic spots in Beijing. For example, the Great Wall, Hutong, and the Forbidden City, etc. And these places are really impressive, and I only saw it in the televisions before. And I think these places have glorious view, and I could deeply feel that I was in the atmosphere in the Asian China. Because of the large area in Beijing, I usually learn a new skill, learning how to use a map to search for places. This may seem to be very easy and also not worth mentioning for many people. However, I used not to use a map to search for places, and I used to not knowing how to use a map before, because Hong Kong is very small and with a limited space and area. Therefore, by now, after being to Beijing, I would be very proud of myself when I found a strange place successfully.
What kind of scenes or people impressed you the most during the journey?
I would like to say that the food in Beijing impresses me the most because I love eating and trying delicious foods everywhere. And since I like spicy food, there are many variety and flavor of spicy hot pots for me to choose in Beijing. But talking about the most impressive foods that I've tasted in Beijing is the fermented soybean milk, which is made from a kind of beans, which tastes extremely weird and but however it is really healthy as well as maintaining the beauty of the woman, as I have heard from the Beijing people.
Well, it seems that you have a fabulous journey in Beijing. Would you like to visit Beijing one more time in the future?
Yes, because I think Beijing is really amazing and lovely, and also it has a lot of exciting and many places that really gorgeous. Therefore, I would recommend Beijing to many of my friends.